Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is a bit of a different one. I'm going to be doing like a sort of review on Gekishin Squadra. Now, this isn't really going to be a review, it's just going to be my thoughts on the game in general and how it'll be handled going forward. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this. First of all, I liked the first beta a lot more than the second one, I'm just going to say it. The first beta I just loved. It gave you access to the majority of the character roster immediately. Now, I'm not saying we should have access to that as a new player, but I feel like we should all be able to use at least one of the classes immediately. Like, we should have at least one character from one class unlocked, like just to go, not just having access to Goku immediately. I feel like I was a bit stupid. I loved the Great Ape in the first beta, but they removed that unfortunately, and I don't get what this whole Gekishin Burst thing for Gods of Destruction is for. That wasn't my... I'm not gonna lie, this Gekishin Burst mechanic I'm not the biggest fan of personally. I don't know if others feel the same way, but I hate it. I wish they'd just go back to the way it was before, where Gods of Destruction just have a shit ton of health and you just attack them. But yeah, anyways, as like sort of my negative takes on the game, I want to talk about the positive things now. The game is still as fun as I remember. Now, I was playing on mobile and it was a little bit of a struggle for me to play and I couldn't really get into it, mainly because my weekend was the busiest weekend of all time that week. Thanks Bandai for doing this on my busiest weekend, by the way, you fuckers. But yeah, in all seriousness, I did enjoy the game. It was a little bit hard for me to really get into it just because of... mainly just because of my personal life being busy that weekend. But hey, it's fine, the game was still quite fun. The customization, I fucking love customization. That is, I never expected them to go that fucking crazy with the outfits. I was a little bit unsure at first about the EX tokens, but then afterwards when we were gifted that 500k gem gift, I was a massive fan immediately of how you got the tokens. I immediately realized how easy it was to obtain those. I have no issues with currency. If I did have to say one thing, maybe make it so you can do multi-summons with the golden capsules and not just restrict them to single summons. I feel like that was a little bit of a stupid idea, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, the customization is amazing. For gameplay, again, I know I said this, but it's still fun as ever. I do hope we get some more... I really do hope Gekishin Squadra includes every single character. I know this is a lot to ask because, well, Dragon Ball is massive, it has so many characters. But yeah, personally, on the survey, I voted for Goten, Turles, and GT Pan to be added to the game. Please do, let me know in the comments, by the way, who you voted for on the survey to be added. Well, not really voted, it's just suggest. But yeah, I really do hope we get just a lot more characters as playable heroes in the game and not just as support characters. Speaking of support characters, I feel like we were a little bit let down in this beta since they took away quite a few of the support characters for this one. I believe we had... I can't really remember fully how many characters we had as supports you could summon for, but I think I remember a few of them. Yeah, it was Hercule, the Barbarian, Tapion, Goten, and there was two more. I think one of them actually was Guru, and the other one might have been Videl. I'm a little bit unsure. I'm probably a little bit wrong there, but I think those characters were supporters. I think, well, the helpers they are called in Gekishin Squadra. So yeah, I do hope we get more supporters, but I hope supporter characters aren't necessarily going to be restricted as the helpers. I do hope eventually some characters, like for example Tapion and Goten, I do remember those characters. I hope they do get actual like hero characters in the future. I hope we don't get a case of some characters will be restricted as helpers, because that would suck. But yeah, I do think the game is going to be good. For the future of the game, I am very excited to see how it works. Like, it does seem they have a lot of very good ideas for this game. It seems like they were testing out a lot of new things in this beta. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of some of the things in this new beta. I do know some people were, though. I hope they are able to find some sort of compromise between it, though. I hope they just get rid of Gekishin Burst in general, though, because that shit's annoying. But yeah, in general, I think this game is going to be amazing when it releases. I hope they do add it to Xbox, though, as I personally play on Xbox, and I don't have the money at the moment to get a PC. But yeah, in all seriousness, I think this game will be very successful. Will it outdo the likes of Xenoverse 2 and Sparking Zero, probably the two biggest Dragon Ball games at the moment? Probably not. I don't think it will even make nearly as much money as Sparking Zero or Xenoverse 2 did, because, what was it, like 10 million both of those games made separately? Quite a mental amount. Was it 10 million? It might have even been more, I don't know. Or it could have been less. Someone let me know in the comments. Will this outdo games such as Dragon Ball Legends and Dokkan Battle? I think it can, purely because this is on all devices. This isn't just your regular mobile gacha game. It's kind of like League of Legends in a sense, and those games do really well. And I mean, this is Dragon Ball, so already the IP is massive. It's going to have a lot of like people going into it, knowing who the characters are. There's going to be a lot of love going into this game, and people already do love this game. I just wish I could have played it a little bit more, and maybe on a better device other than my phone. That's my only real negatives about the game, apart from just some features being included being a bit stupid. I don't like how Jocko replaced the Great Ape. I said that before, I'll say again. But yeah, he made some stupid decisions in his second beta, but I do think they will fix it when the full game releases, and I am very excited to see more customization for the characters. Customization looks so good, especially the MVP screens, the intro screens. The costumes are obviously amazing. Everything just looks so good about the game. I'm so surprised this is a mobile game at the end of the day. It seems like Gekishin Squadra seems it's like what Sparking Zero should have been. A game the developers actually poured their heart and soul into. That's generally what Gekishin Squadra feels like compared to Sparking Zero, which is just some fucking nostalgia slop at the end of the day. I fucking hate the game, by the way. I hate Sparking Zero with a passion, so I'm gonna be very based. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna cut the video off here since I don't really have too much more to talk about, really. This was just a quick little, like, I guess my thoughts on Gekishin Squadra. I didn't really record much gameplay apart from this one, really, to be honest, because I was playing on my phone. Will I record videos when Gekishin Squadra releases? If it comes to Xbox, yes. If I get a PC, yes. At the moment, it doesn't look likely. However, I do love this game. This game looks amazing, and yeah. Also, apologies for not uploading, by the way. I've completed college, though. I actually made a tweet about it like a few minutes ago. So yeah, hopefully I can get back on track to making videos. I love using this excuse. I'm definitely going to get back to doing videos, guys. I promise I won't go on another hiatus or some shit. In all seriousness, I will try to upload a little bit more. I'm generally trying to. It is a little bit difficult, though. I'm sorry. I'll try my best. And yeah, with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.